right, let's come to Samasthitihi, top of the mat, feet together. You can have the big toes touching with the heels slightly apart, or you can separate the feet a little bit more if that's more comfortable, if that makes you feel more stable and grounded. Good, and then if you'd like, you can close the eyes. Just for this first part, as we settle into the body, feel into the body, allow the attention to shift inwards into the space of the body. So we're moving from that external attention to an internal. We're orienting our awareness, our attention internally. Good, feel the feet moving down into the earth. And the crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. So you have this equal and opposite push and pull, action, counteraction. Taking a deep breath in through the nose as you press down through the feet. And a full breath out through the nose as you continue reaching up through the crown of the head. We'll bring the palms to heart center and we'll start just with an Om together. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bring the arms back down to the side, gently opening the eyes. And we'll start with Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Fully exhale. Inhale, half lift, hands on the floor. You can bring them to the shins. Exhale, step back into a high plank. Lower the knees to modify, bend the elbows. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, point the toes, upward facing dog. You can keep the elbows a little bit bent or a lot bent. Good. Exhale into downward facing dog. And we'll settle here for about 5 breaths. You're establishing the Ujjayi breathing. So gentle tone in the vocal cords. The action that you would make in the throat as if you were whispering. And drawing the lowest part of the lower belly just above the pubic bone, drawing it in and up. Deep breaths, allowing the diaphragm to spread out, the rib cage to expand. One more breath here. And at the bottom of the exhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, gaze forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Here you can bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, come to stand. Press down through the feet as you reach up. Exhale, Samasthitihi, floating the arms back down to your side. Again, like that, inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, fold. Fully exhale, inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Draw the lower belly in as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, you can also take child's pose. If at any moment you need to take child's pose to rest, please do so. Good, and you can bend the knees here a little bit if you need to reach the hips up and back. Just move the feet a little bit more forward, bend the knees, and then reach the hips this way, without moving the hands. Don't move the hands. Good, yeah, so you're moving the hips away from the hands. Good, and then you can gently straighten the legs as much as it feels okay. One more breath. Good, good. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to stand. Press down, reach the arms, elbows come towards each other. Exhale, Samasthitihi, keep growing through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms over your head. Press the feet down. Exhale, fold. Fully exhaling, relax the neck. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, shoulders away from the ears as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Settling here, matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Drawing the lower belly in. Good. Lengthening the back of the neck to gaze up towards the thighs or up towards the navel. One more breath. Fully exhaling. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, come to stand, press down, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the heart, reach the toes back, point the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog or child pose. Settle into the breath, settle into the body. Good, and you're rolling the shoulders away from the ears, giving the neck a lot of space. Good. So you're widening the upper back. Deep, steady breaths. One more. At the bottom of the exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift to lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, draw the lower belly in. Inhale, come to stand. Press the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs as much as it's comfortable. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up. Press through the feet as you reach up. Exhale, come back down, step back into a high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up, press through the feet. Exhale, come back down, keep moving, keep breathing. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And settle. You could also take a child's pose here if you need to. Deep, steady breaths. Feel that heat starting to build from the inside out. Good, one more. Fully exhaling, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale into Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the chest. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward, fully exhaling. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, point the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, keep bending into the right knee. Exhale, come back down. Good. Step back, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up, strong legs. Exhale, come back down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose. Connecting to the breath. So without worrying too much about technique, about assessment, just coming back into that deep, steady breath, smoothing out the edges of the breath. Good. Couple more here. Good. On your next exhale, fully exhaling. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold, fully exhale. Inhale into the chair pose. Bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Bring the feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, fold forward, catch the big toes, and lengthen through the spine. Bend the knees if you need to. Exhale, fold forward. So the crown of the head is moving towards the mat, and the legs are strong. You're pressing through the four corners of the feet, lifting the kneecaps, lifting the sit bones, and hollowing out through the pelvis, through the front of the pelvis. And then relaxing all the muscles along the spine, along the neck. Using the exhales to move you deeper into the space. One more. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale fully. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Exhale into Samasthiti. Inhale, step the right foot back. Pivot the right toes towards the back of the mat. Exhale, Trikonasana. So the right hand comes to the right shin, or catch the right big toe and reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Another option is to put the hand on a block. So you want to keep your both legs straight with a small micro bend into the knees. And then keep reaching that left arm up so you're not dumping weight into the right hand. Good. Strong legs. Press through the four corners of the feet. One more breath here. Inhale, come up. Whoop. Pivot the feet. Exhale, other side. Left hand comes down, and the right arm reaches up. So it feels like the two hands are moving away from each other. Also, it feels like the feet are moving down and away from each other. So you feel this expansion through all the limbs. Good. One more breath here. On your next inhale, come up, press down through the feet, pivot around, face the back of the mat, square the hips and the shoulders. Exhale, left hand comes down for Trikonasana B, revolved triangle pose, and the right arm comes up. So other, left hand down, right arm up. Good. And again, the hand can be on the floor or it can be on a block. Especially if you're having a hard time straightening that leg in the front, put your hand on the block. Yeah. And then again, press both feet down and away from each other. Reach both hands away from each other. Good. One more breath here. Draw the lower belly in. On your next inhale, coming out of it, pivot around, face the front of the mat. Exhale. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches up. And that right hand can be either on the inside of the foot or the outside of the foot. Good, and you feel as if as you press the feet down, feel that left sit bone moving back and towards the midline as the heart reaches forward and up. Good, use the breath. Inhales to lengthen. Exhales to move into the twist. And reach the hands away from each other. One more breath. On your next inhale, coming out of it, opening to the side, reaching the arms out. Exhale into Samasthiti. Inhale, Parshvakonasana. Step the right foot back. Wider stance, pivot the right toes towards the back and bend into the right knee. The right hand either comes to the floor on the outside of the foot or the forearm to the thigh. Both versions, you're reaching the left arm over your head. Good. And yes, again, you can put the hand on the block. Good. Yeah, I think you should. That was good. Yeah, it's a good idea. And then keep bending into the right knee and gently pressing that right knee back towards the right arm. As you keep, good. Yeah. As you keep pushing down through the outside edge of the left foot. Good. Can you get the arm behind? Yes. Good. One more breath here. Strong legs, pressing the feet down and away from each other. On your next inhale, coming out of it, pivot the feet. Exhale, bend into the left knee and reach the right arm over your head. Draw the lower belly in. Settle into deep, smooth, steady breaths. Good. Feel that strength in the legs. so that when you press the feet down, you feel the thighs moving away from the floor. Good, one more here. Inhale, coming out of it. Exhale, pivot around, face the back of the mat for Parsvakonasana B, the twisted side angle. So you're going to bring the left elbow over to the right thigh with hands in prayer. And that back knee can be down or lifted. Or, for a deeper version, you bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee and the left hand to the floor with the right arm over your head. Good. Draw the lower belly in. And feel the breath deepening. And since the front of the body isn't as available, feel the breath moving into the backside. Good. If the elbow's on the thigh, then bring the hands to prayer. So it's a little bit more comfortable that way. Good. Good. Yes. So good. One more breath here. On your next inhale, coming out of it, pivot around, face the front of the mat, and then as you exhale, twist over to the left. So either the right elbow is coming to the thigh, hands in prayer, or if you can get the outside of the shoulder to touch the outside of the knee, then the hand can come to the floor. It's a much deeper twist. Legs are strong. That back knee can be on the floor, or it can be lifted, which challenges the balance a little bit more. Deep, steady breaths. Good. Think about pressing the outside edge of the foot if you're bringing that heel down and lifting the arch. Good. One more breath here. On your next inhale, coming out of it, opening to the side, exhale into Samastitihi. Good. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back, feet parallel to each other, hands to your hips. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Good. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. So the legs are strong and you're bringing the crown of the head towards the mat. If you're deep enough into it, you can walk the hands back and the elbows bend. And then you use the hands, press the hands down and forward to pull the torso through the legs or in that direction. Pressing through the four corners of each foot, lifting the kneecaps and moving the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Notice if there's any tension around the neck. Relax that. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, exhale fully. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Exhaling there. Okay, we have three more here. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, deep breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the hands on the hips. Good. And keep the legs strong. Keep pressing through the four corners of the feet. Drawing the lower belly in. So see if you're pushing the belly out. Try to draw it in instead. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. Lift the elbows. One more breath. Inhale all the way up to the top. Exhaling there. See, inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, reach the fingers towards the floor as you open the heart. Exhale, fold forward. And as you fold, allow the hands to move away from the hips. If it's difficult to interlace, then you can grab onto a strap or a towel. Good. Use the breath. One more here. On your next inhale, come all the way up to the top. Exhale there. Last one. Inhale, hands to your hips. Exhale, fold forward, catch the big toes. Inhale, lengthen as you press through the feet. Exhale, fold forward, crown of the head to the mat. Good. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, do that. Especially if you're having a hard time connecting into the feet. Bend the knees a little bit and press the feet down into the mat. Good. Deep, steady breaths. One One more here, shoulders away from the ears, relax the neck. Inhale, lift the heart, fully exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Exhale into Samasthiti. Good. All right, check out your legs if you need to. It's a lot. I usually feel like burning on my legs. Yes, good. Good. All right. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more standing posture. Inhale, step or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, lift the arms. 5 breaths here. Palms apart, gazing up, or palms apart, gazing forward, and sink the hips down. Feel the tailbone dropping towards the earth as the heart lifts up. Good. For 3, deep breaths. 2, keep wrapping the shoulder blades. And 1. Exhale, keep the knees bent. Bring the chest to the thighs and the hands to the floor. Inhale, shift forward into the hands. And you can lift up to Lolasana or just step or jump back into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come through to seated. Or just come to your knees. Come to your knees, cross the ankles, and sit back behind the feet. Dandasana. Legs straight out in front of you, hands next to your hips. And so if you're here and you have a hard time finding a straight spine, bend the knees and press the heels down and towards you. That's going to help you rotate the pelvis so that you can find a straight spine. Shoulders away from the ears, drop the chin. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Good. Palms facing forward. Yeah. And feel the heart lifting, the lower belly drawing in. Good. Drop the chin. And maybe feel the residue from the standing postures. Maybe all that heat that we built from the inside. Good. Deep breaths. One more. Inhale, fold forward, catch the big toes, or catch the legs anywhere along the legs. Exhale, fold for Paschimottanasana. Good. Again, you can keep the legs, the knees bent a little bit if you need to. It's okay. You can also just grab onto the ankles. Yeah. Flex the feet, wake the feet up. Good. Legs are strong. So you want to engage the quads. Okay. Yeah. We engage the front of the legs to release the back of the legs. I'm just going to gently, it's okay? Okay. One more breath here. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale fully. We'll go straight into Purvottanasana. Inhale, slide the hands behind the hips. Fingertips forward. Inhale. Alternatively, you can bend the knees and plant the feet. Inhale, lift the hips, drop the head back. If the legs are straight, keep the feet together. Good. For 3, lift the pelvis, lift the heart. For 2, deep breaths. And 1, slowly come down. Let's take a vinyasa across the shins. You can lift up or just roll over the ankles, come back into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to do some core and shoulder work. So you're going to bring the elbows down to the mat, and we're going to start in forearm plank. So try to bring the forearms parallel to each other. The legs are strong, and you're rotating the pelvis under. So that means the tailbone is reaching back towards the heels. So you're spreading the back side and engaging the front side. Good. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to go over to the side. So you're going to shift into the right forearm, stack the left foot over the right foot. If you need to keep that left hand on the floor, you can do that. If you need more support, bend the left knee and bring the foot in front of you. If you want to take it further, left hand to the side of the body, or reaching up. And you lift, press the right elbow down to lift the pelvis up. Good. For 3, draw the lower belly in. 2, 1, come down, back to the middle. That's harder than it seems. I think that's harder than like the side plank with your hands on the floor, right? All right, other side. Shift over to the left forearm. She's like, I thought yoga was easy. Good, take any version. Notice how you had to engage the core in order to maintain the integrity of this. For 3, 2, deep breaths. 1, good. Come back towards the center. We'll hold it here for 5 more breaths. Press through the elbows so you feel like you're spreading the shoulder blades. Deep breaths for 3, smooth breaths. 2, 1, lower the knees and come to child's pose. Just for a couple breaths. Good. All right, now we're going to do all of that again. We're going to do it on our hands, which I don't know, I think can be easy. Actually, no, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to try something else on our forearms. It'll be fun. So tuck the toes. You're like, I don't believe you. Tuck the toes. You can watch me first if you want. And now we're going to bring the feet as close as we can. We're coming into baby Bakasana. So bring the feet as close as you can towards the elbows. Knees, squeeze the outsides of the shoulders, and you lift the feet. Again, I think this is harder than regular Bakasana. So just play around with that. So you're bringing the knees towards the outsides of the arms as high up as you can on the shoulders. Squeeze the knees in, lift the feet, and keep pressing through the shoulders. So you're rounding the back, round the back, as you press the elbows down. Good, nice. You can also just do it with the feet on the floor. Yeah, try to keep the forearms parallel with each other. Is it easier or harder than regular Bakasana? We're going to do regular Bakasana, so you'll be able to be a judge of that.
Down, you look like a little bit higher. What I'm supposed to do, you look because I feel like I'm low.
You're low. It's low. It's super low. It's super low. I feel super low too. All right, try for just a couple more breaths, and then we'll do everything that we just did, but on the hands. Good. Nice. Yeah, I see some good baby Bakasanas. Yeah. Good. It's weird, especially if you're used to doing the regular Bakasana. It feels weird. Yeah. Weird is good though. It is. It's weird, but it's still fun. All right. Take a vinyasa, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, shift into high plank. Good. And then we'll hold this high plank, squeeze into the armpits, press through the shoulder blades so that you feel the upper spine lifting between the shoulder blades. Good. Reach the heels back to tone the lower belly. Take one more breath here. And now we're going to shift into side plank. So shift into the right hand, stack the left foot over the right foot. And again, you can keep this left hand on the floor. You can bend the left foot and bring it in front of you if you need extra support. Or you can reach the arm over your head. You can take different versions here. You can lift the left leg, catch the big toe if you want to. Or just reach the left arm up. Good. Draw the lower belly in. Keep pressing that right hand down as you lift the left side of the hip up. One more breath. Exhale, switch sides. If you need to take a break, you can. If you're ready, just go straight into the left side. Shift into the left foot. Right leg stacks. So use that right leg in front of you for support if you need it. And so feel that action, counteraction of pressing through the left hand and lifting the right side of the hip. Good. Yeah, maybe just lift the right leg a little bit. For 3, deep breaths. 2. Good, that's great. And 1. Exhale back to plank. Let's hold it for 5 breaths. 5. Deep breaths. Use the core. Integrate the strength of the core and the strength of the legs. 4. 3. 2. 1. Into child's pose or into downward facing dog for a couple breaths. Good. All right, now we'll play around with, when you're ready, stay there as long as you need to. But I'm going to start talking you through Bakasana. You can watch me at first if you want, or you can just go ahead and try. So if you need a little bit of extra help getting into Bakasana, I recommend using a block. So you bring the feet onto a block. Hands are shoulder width apart. You need to lift the hips, open the knees. Maybe you're starting with the elbows bent and bring the knees above the elbows. If they're on the elbows, then it'll be a lot harder. So above the elbows and gently squeeze the squeeze the knees in. And once you're here, first stabilize the shoulders. So press through the shoulder blades, and then you can shift forward, lift one foot, and then maybe lift the other foot, or lift both feet. Keep rounding the whole spine as you lift the feet towards your butt. So press through the shoulders, round the spine, lift the feet. Nice, Carla. Keep rounding the spine. And then if you want, lift the feet, feet up. Good, that was really good. Now lift the feet. So you get more of that sense of like lifting up as you press down. Good. Now you hold it for 5 breaths. Good, lift the feet. Bring the knees also a little bit more on the outside. I think that'll help you too to lift the feet. Yeah, squeeze the knees in and lift the feet up. You could also try with straight arms, where you bring the knees all the way up to the armpits and keep the arms straight. Good. All right, try for a few more breaths. And then if you want to try jumping out of it, keep the weight forward, keep the chest forward, and shoot the legs back into a plank. But you need to keep the chest forward in order to do that. Nice. Take a vinyasa, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog or child's pose. So if you want to try jumping out of it, a way to ease into the jumping out also is to do one leg and then the other leg. Good. Exhale. You take your vinyasa if you haven't already into downward facing dog. Good. All right, now we'll work to release the hips, and then we'll release the shoulders. So bring the right foot forward, lower the back knee, untuck the back toes, and so you can either keep the hands on the floor or bring the hands to the thigh. Good. And we'll just work here to prepare for our splits, opening the front of the hip, which needs to be really open for splits. So to deepen this, you move the left knee back. To make this less deep, move the left knee forward. You just keep bending into the right knee. So you should feel stretch in the front of the hip. Good. If it's more comfortable, you can bring the hands to the to the floor. And then just see here, where can you release? Where can you relax? We hold a lot of tension in the psoas muscles, which is like this huge muscle that runs through the front of the pelvis. I also just learned that the psoas is the first muscle in the body to engage when we go into the fight or flight response, the sympathetic nervous response. So whenever we're stressed, and this makes so much sense, like This muscle is it's so common for this muscle to be tight. And we live in such a stressed environment that, like, no wonder it's so tight. Because we get stressed, our nervous system goes into fight or flight, and the psoas automatically engages. Because it's preparing us to run. It's the muscle that engages to run. So it's preparing us to run away from danger. So we just need to make these, like, conscious moments to release it and tell the body, like, you're not in danger, you can relax. So use the breath in a really calming, steady way to help this process of releasing the psoas muscle and coming back into the parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response. Okay, you can switch sides, flex the right foot, straighten the right leg, and we'll just fold over the right leg here for a moment. So we're breaking up the split into its two different parts. Good, yeah, you can use blocks alongside the legs. Yeah, good. And you can play around. It might be more comfortable to tuck the back toes. So you can play around with that. Deep, steady breaths. Good. Just one more here. And then if you want to explore going into the split, you can keep the hands on the blocks if you have the blocks there. You just slide the right foot forward and the left foot back. Good. And if you can, come all the way down. If not, you stay on the blocks. Yeah. And if you're on the blocks, maybe you need to come to the highest level. Try to lift the heart so you're not collapsing down. I know that makes it a little bit deeper. If you are all the way on the floor, you can play around with different arm positions, like you can fold forward. You can bring the hands to heart center. You can reach the arms over your head. Good. Just pick one, or you're staying on the blocks. Yeah. You want to try to keep that back knee pointing down as much as you can. Good. Lift the heart for 3, wherever you are. 2. And 1. Good. Scoot back. Come into downward facing dog or child's pose. Just stay there for a moment. Feel the residue from that one side. Good. All right, let's do all that on the other side. Left foot forward. Open the front of the right hip. Maybe just noticing the difference. Maybe right away you feel this side tighter or more open. Yeah, if you have sensitive knees, you might need to double up on the mat underneath the right knee. Good. Good. And use the breath. Inhale, imagine the breath moving into the front of the right hip. And exhale, can you release? Can you relax? So you're like going into that space in the hips. Moving into that tightness or tension. Good. Notice if the body is opening, or maybe it's not. Maybe you're just like, yeah, this is as far we go today. Or maybe it's slowly inviting you deeper. Good. Just take a couple more breaths here. When you're ready, you can switch into the other stretch. Shift back onto the right knee, flex the left foot and straighten the leg. Again, you can use the blocks to support you into the forward fold over the left leg. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly move into your full split with blocks. Another prop you could use is a bolster underneath the pelvis. Like slide it underneath there. Blocks are good though. You could also, even if you're off the floor, you could also experiment with, this might be really hard for me because it's like, yeah. You can explore no blocks, even if you're not touching. It's harder because you need to like, kind of like activate in this end range. So it's like an active flexibility, but play around with that. Make sure if you feel any pain in the joints though, then not good. Good. And if you're all the way down, you can play with the arm positions. We'll be here. Wherever you are, about 3 more breaths. Good. 2. 1 more deep breath. And then exhale into child's pose or downward facing dog. And now maybe feel the residue, maybe feeling a little bit more balanced. All right, inhale, let's come to a seated position. Now we're going to take our legs into the fire log position. So we're going to stack the ankle over the knee and the knee over the ankle. If you need to prop this up, maybe you're propping a block under each knee. Maybe just one knee. Good. Good. Now we're going to take the arms. Just going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 1 pose. Bring the right arm over the left arm. Bend the elbows. And then bring the palms together, if that's accessible. Good. And then lift the elbows up as you drop the shoulder blades down. Deep breaths. Good. One more here. And release that. We'll do 1 more shoulder stretch here. So bring the right arm over your head with the palm facing towards the body. And then either option 1, bring the left arm underneath with the palm facing out and you bind. Or you can bring the left arm over your head, catch onto the elbow, and pull the elbow towards the center line. Same stretch. We're stretching all of this along the front of the shoulder into the side of the body. Good. And then wherever you are, draw that elbow in towards the side of the head and reach the elbow up. Maybe you could even look up. Good. Yeah. 1 more here. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to switch our legs. Good. Left elbow over the right elbow. Palms together. I like to feel like I'm squeezing the elbows, dropping the shoulder blades, and lifting the elbows. Deep, steady breaths. One more. And release that. Left arm comes up, palm facing towards the body, and then either left arm, palm facing out from underneath, bind, or right arm comes over your head, hold onto the elbow and draw it in towards the midline. Good. Deep, steady breaths. Maybe looking up as you keep drawing the elbow in towards the side. Got 1 more breath here. And release that. Good. Shake it out. All right, let's take a vinyasa. Cross the shins. Roll over the feet or lift up into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's shift into a high plank. Exhale, come all the way down onto your stomach. Good. Let's do Dhanurasana. So you're gonna bend the knees. I like to start with the feet flexed. And you reach back, palms facing in, catch the ankles. If you can't catch the ankles, just reach back, that's your Dhanurasana. If you catch the ankles, kick the feet as if you're gonna straighten the legs. That's gonna start to lift the chest away from the floor, good. And then maybe if you feel space in the lower back, you can point the toes and bring the feet together, but keep kicking. Good, kick the feet like you're gonna straighten them. For 3, deep breaths. 2, and 1, come down. We're gonna do that one more time. Take a break. Good. Good, before we do that, let's make a little bit more space in the front of the body. So, I like to bring the hands in front of me, come into a sphinx, and then just kind of like scoot the rib cage forward. So you feel like you're lengthening the front of the body. So it also feels like you're pressing the elbows down and towards you to lengthen the front of the body. Good. So you're dragging the elbows back to pull the heart through. Bend the knees, reach back, and kick into the feet for 5 breaths. Deep, steady breaths. Maybe you're bringing the feet together. Keep kicking, strong legs. Good, for 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Good. Palms next to the chest. Pop up into the bottom of the plank. Tuck the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's come into Ustrasana. So onto your knees. Good. All right. Bring the fingertips behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then reach the hands back as you lift the heart up. Good. And just breathe into the heart. Deep breaths as you keep lifting the heart. Good. And you're reaching the hands towards the floor. For 3, 2, 1. Release that. Sit on your heels. So we'll do Ustrasana again. That was just like a modified version of Ustrasana. You can do that again, or you can tuck the toes and bring the hands to the heels. Or you can untuck the toes, bring the hands to the feet. Or, one final option, you can bring blocks next to the feet and bring the hands to the blocks. All right, so let's all move into it together. Inhale, draw the lower belly in and feel the rib cage lifting. So you're lengthening the front of the body. And then when you're ready, shift the hips forward as you dive the pubic bone back and down. Lift the heart and start reaching the hands back. If the neck feels okay, you're dropping the head back. Good, and then feel like you're lifting the rib cage away from the hips as you shift the hips forward. Good, stay there. Keep pressing through the feet, legs are strong. Keep lifting through here, good. Deep breaths. Gently squeeze the knees in for 1 more. So good. And then inhale, slowly come out of it. Good. This way. Good. Sit on the heels, or if you want to take a quick squat, quick malasana to release the lower back, if that feels good. Now we're going to move into our closing postures. Urdhva Dhanurasana, shoulder stand and headstand. So take a vinyasa and we'll meet laying down on our backs. Good. Step back into a plank. Exhale. Inhale. Jump through to seated. And we're lying down on our backs. Bend the knees, plant the feet. And so, again, you have options. You can do bridge pose. You can even just do supported bridge pose where you bring a block underneath the sacrum, and you can just stay there the whole time. Or you can go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. So I'll talk you through bridge and then Urdhva Dhanurasana. So bend the knees, plant the feet so that the feet are parallel to each other. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to lift the pelvis up. Inhale, keep pressing through the feet and lifting the pelvis. You can stay in bridge pose, or you can bring the hands next to the ears with the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Moving the elbows towards each other, coming to the top of the head, and then maybe straightening the arms, where the elbows keep moving in. Wherever you are, you're pressing through the feet and lifting the sacrum up. Good. Find the breath. Feel the length through the front of the body. Good. One more breath. Exhale, come down. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, come up. Or if you're on the block, just stay on the block. Good. Keep the elbows in a little bit more. Good. But keep the hands, no, other way. Hands there. Okay. Good. Squeeze the elbows in. One more breath in round 2. Straighten the arms. Or just stay here. Exhale, come down. Good. Last round. Inhale, come up. Good. You want to try, you try, now you just try to straighten the arms. Yeah, it's a lot. One more round. Good. Good. If you do want to come up, I would give a little bit more space so that you're not right next to the ears. So that'll give the shoulders more space. Good. Yeah. Good. Elbows in. Straighten the arms. Good. 3, 4, 5. Nice. Tuck the chin. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. All right. Hug the knees into the chest. Good. You can rock side to side. You can take child's pose. Whatever feels good to release the spine. Good. If you want to roll up and take a forward fold, you can do that too. So I'll just give you the space here to do whatever you need to do to release the back bend before we move into shoulder stand. So you can stay lying on your back, hugging the knees, or you can roll up, forward fold. Just a couple more breaths wherever you are. Yeah. So we're just releasing the back bend. Good. And when you're ready, roll back on your back. If you are sitting up, we're going to do some shoulder stands. We'll just do the first 3 shoulder stands. So lying down on your back. Take a vinyasa in between if you need to. This is sort of like make it your own, as it always should be. So options with shoulder stand, feet over the hips, or you can elevate the hips of the block, or you can go into the full shoulder stand, lift the hips, and bring the hands to the lower back. Good. If you're in the full shoulder stand, bring the elbows towards each other and move the shoulders away from the ears. You're giving the neck a lot of space. And so that the weight is coming down into the shoulders. So lift the feet. Good. Lift the hips. Yes. Good. I'm going to lift you up more. Ready? Yes. Good. And then if you feel, that's awesome. The neck needs some more support. Move the chin away from the chest. Good. And feel like you're reaching the toes up towards the ceiling. Now we're coming into our inversions. To really settle the nervous system, So maybe slowing down the breath just a little bit. Good. So a couple more breaths here. And then if you'd like, you can go into halasana, so bringing the feet over the head. You can keep the hands on the lower back, or you can interlace the fingers. Good. Good. Strong fingers. Good. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Too much?
It's okay.
Good. You can stay here. You can come into Karnapinasana, where you bend the knees and round the spine so the knees come towards the outsides of the ears. Again, keep the hands on the lower back or interlace the fingers. And an alternative to this is happy baby. Point the toes, and if it's possible, bring the toes and the heels together. Good. Just 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, release the hands and slowly lower down, so rolling down the spine. And then once the sacrum touches, don't rush, slowly lower the legs. And we'll come into Matsyasana, counter pose. So lower the legs all the way down, straight legs. And then you'll catch the back of the thighs, press into the elbows, and it feels like you're moving the sit bones back towards the head, or maybe forward towards the head. I don't know. And then you bring the crown of the head to the mat. And then you can keep pressing the elbows down into the mat to really lift the heart up. You can keep the legs straight. And the crown of the head is on the mat, so feel like the mind is melting into the earth. Deep breaths. Feel the shoulder blades moving towards each other to lift the heart. Deep breaths for 3, 2, and 1. Catch the back of the thighs again, press into the elbows, and tuck the chin to lie flat on your back. Good. Let's hug the knees to rock up to seated, or you can take Chakrasana, backward roll here. And let's take a Vinyasa, coming into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Come onto your knees for one last posture, headstand. Interlace the fingers, elbows shoulder width apart. And you're going to tuck the toes and lift the hips. So you can stay here. This can be your headstand. Or you can bring the crown of the head to the mat, the very top of the head. Walk the feet towards your head, towards you, as the hips come over the shoulders. Again, you can stay here, or you can find the straight line. Good. If you want me to spot you, I can. Wherever you are, keep pressing the elbows down to move the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Elbows down, shoulders up, away from the ears. So you're stabilizing the shoulders. Legs are strong. Good. Keep moving the feet back a little bit more. A bit more. Draw the rib cage in. Good. We can keep the feet on the floor. So you can stay here. If you're in the straight line, stay there. Or maybe you explore coming into the pike. So you come down halfway. And when you do that, you need to shift the hips back to counterbalance the weight of the legs. Good. Nice. Or you just stay straight, or maybe you're done with headstand and you're in child's pose. Good. Let's try doing halfway together. Good. Okay. Elbows down, elbows down, elbows down. Good. Now come down halfway. Hips back, hips back. Hips back towards me. Yes, like that. Good. Hold it. Hold it, press the elbows. Oh, good. You had it for like a second. All right, if you're still in headstand, start making your way down to child's pose. Slowly coming down. Good. Maybe feel into the residue from being upside down, from being inverted. All right, let's take final vinyasa and we'll do some seated stuff and then we'll take shavasana. So inhale into a high plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's all come to a seated position. Good, so you can take full lotus if you want. That's part of your practice. Or just find a comfortable seat. Good. Let's wrap the arms behind the back. Or if you're in full lotus, you want to take the bind, you can. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Good. Just stay down there for some breaths. Continue turning the attention inwards and following the pathway of the breath, following the breath. Deepening it, slowing it down. Do you want help with the bind? Yeah. Nice. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Inhale, come up. Release the hands, we'll bring the wrist towards the knees and the pointer towards the thumb, straightening the arms so that the wrists are lightly touching the knees. Press the sit bones into the mat as you lift the heart and drop the chin. Settling into the most conscious, deepest breaths of the whole practice. So we're following the breath all the way through the inhale, the transition, and then all the way through the exhale, and then the transition back into the inhale. So really bringing your attention to each of those four parts of the breath. The inhale, the exhale, and the spaces between. See if you can smooth out the spaces between so it becomes a circular transition, a rounded out transition. So that you can see this process of the inhale becoming the exhale and the exhale becoming the inhale. So allowing this wide open space to observe this unfolding of the breath moment to moment. Just take a few more rounds here. And then gradually over the next few breaths, release all technique. Release any intentional lengthening of the breath. Release the tone in the vocal cords, release the lower belly. And just sitting here for a moment with the breath as it is, the natural breath moving in and out. Finish with the closing mantra before we take Shavasana. You can join me or just listen. Om. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantan nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokha samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When you're ready, you can make your way to Shavasana. Final resting pose for our final about 3 to 5 minutes. Good. So lying down on your back. You can take a vinyasa if you want, or you can just go straight to lying on your back. If you want to prop it up in any way, you can. You can bring a bolster underneath the knees. So let me know if you want a bolster. Allowing the feet to be a little bit wider than the hips. Yeah, take up space. And we're releasing all technique, all assessment, just completely releasing, relaxing. Maybe feeling the back side of the body, making contact with the ground. So you can feel the support from the earth, holding the body, supporting the body, so that you can completely relax. Good. Releasing the tension behind the eyes, in the jaw, and in the throat. And the breath is natural. Feel free to stay here longer if you'd like. But if you're ready to start moving out of it, gently start deepening the breath and making small movements with the body. Moving the fingers, the toes. Bringing the knees into the chest whenever you're ready. And falling over to either side. Whenever you're ready, slowly making your way back up to seated. And we'll just take one final moment in the seated position together. Once you find your seated position, take your time. You can close the eyes if that feels okay. And just taking one final moment to feel into the residue from the practice. And if it resonates with you, making an intention, something that you'd like to take with you from your practice into the rest of your day. And we'll just finish with one Om together. You can join or just listen. Thank you, everyone. And thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thank everyone at home. Thanks for being here, too.